My name is Sarah Saunders. So I've written my first children's book here, There Once Was an Orangutan. It was published in just December last year, so 2016. So it's a bit of a journey, I think, for all people. But this one's probably pointed specifically at young children, but it's also being utilised in schools. This is my orangutan here. Her name is Ollie. And she comes with me when I go to visit schools and early childhood services to talk about the environment and to talk about sustainability and to also often talk about my book. So the basis of my book is around, I think, all people, thinking about how they can contribute to the world and how they can become active citizens. I think people think that they can't do anything, to help our world today. But what it's, promoting is to think, these animals, especially in the world, they need somebody to be their voice. They need people to act. So there's a lot of different animals that we talk about in the book. The orangutan obviously has its own needs with, palm oil and destroying all of their homeland and so forth. I remember speaking to somebody recently who said to me, researchers believe at the moment that in 10 years they'll be gone. There will be no more orangutans. And this was being discussed with me while I was watching orangutans. So it was actually came very close to my heart, and this was after I had written the book, so it made it feel like it had even more importance to reach people and to play its part in helping people believe that they can all do something, even young children, even primary school children, even high school children, they can all play a role. People of all different ages, we talk about the kind of things that you can do. So it's the tasks that we do every day, the things like littering, picking up our rubbish, looking at the ocean,
recycling the paper.
Recycling, reusing, even more importantly, minimising the things that we use. Obviously, we're trying to petition for sustainable palm oil products to be, the most available product in our foods and products today. So the labelling is very important. So this book is available from the publisher, so elliesbooks.com. Also from my new website, which is, funnily enough, named monkeybooks.com. Yes, I also have a Facebook blog page, which is the beginning of some of the product in my website. It's under my name, Sarah Saunders, but also the mum who didn't know it all. When I started writing on my maternity leave after my second child. And it was more about things that mums are facing today, so a bit of a mum blog. And I used that as a bit of therapy for myself. So I would write things that I was feeling and things that I wanted to teach other people or tell other people about that might be feeling the same way. So I have myself a 4.5-year-old going on 80 and an 18-month-old, so a boy and a girl. I went into early childhood when I was 18, so I instantly loved that. Instantly loved working with children, instantly loved guiding them and mentoring them, through their young life. And I have worked in the industry ever since then, in one way or another. Had many different roles, obviously worked in rooms with children and management.
Kindergartens?
Worked with kinder-age children, yes. And directed services. And I really wanted to get into mentoring adults as to how they can be working with children.
Training them into childhood.
Training them, yeah. So I went into training early childhood, so now I train and lecture and assess. Well, I guess it was still considered country then where I was born. I was born in Melbourne, but I originally lived in a place called Mernda, which now is not considered that regional and that country, but then it was. You know, I think it had a post office and a milk bar and a pub. And then we moved further out, closer up the Hume, to a place called Kilmore, which is near, you know, Seymour and Puckapunyal and all of that. You know, and that was very much, you know, large country town. So we all kind of were involved, you know, in sports, and, you know, it was all very safe, and you would just, you know, be able to walk up to your friends' houses. And I remember one of my friends' houses, we walked through up a hill, through trees, essentially through the bush, to get to a house. It was very, it was connected with nature, and we were very much connected to a community, which I think I still really love, is that element of community, which I feel these days we seem to be losing a little bit. One of my most favourite memories is of holidaying, and we used to camp there many times a year. And it's a place on the Murray. It's near Yarrawonga.
Do you know what it's called? You know.
It's a place, well, we used to call it Burke's Bend, and it's essentially a nature park or a natural park. And it had toilets in the ground, so it essentially had wooden walls and a hole in the ground, and that was your toilet. There was no showers. You would basically have a bath in the river. You would, you know, all our mums would wash the clothes in the river. It was all great fun. But, you know, I remember it being, you know, so amazing, and even the sounds, like the certain sounds I hear now, and it brings me back. I would like for my children to be considerate and to be passionate. And those two things combined, you know, I obviously hope for them to make them happy. Find something to have commitment in, find something to have compassion for, and also within your life, be respected and also respect. So that doesn't need to just be people. It can be the environment, it can be animals, it can be values. You know, we're living in a diverse world, so we need to be thinking about the values of other people as well, not just ourselves, and respecting those. So find something that you can do to help in the world,